What is going on, Debt Free Mafia? Hey, welcome to today's video, and let's talk a little bit about gifting some Bitcoin or Ethereum or your cryptocurrency of choice for Christmas. You're probably clicking on this video because you're just a little bit curious. Either you already understand crypto or maybe you don't. You're just trying to see, what is this all about? What does it mean to gift maybe some cryptocurrency for Christmas? What's that look like? Also want to talk a little bit about why I'm doing it, and then also how I'm going to be doing it, so that way you guys kind of have an idea of what might make you feel comfortable to do it. Maybe you're just now starting to dip your toes in the waters of cryptocurrency, or maybe you want to be able to give just a little bit of cryptocurrency to some family members who are curious about it but maybe not going to do it on their own. Whatever the reason is, I think there's a lot of pros to gifting cryptocurrency. I want to talk a little bit about that and why I'm going to be using Coinbase to be able to gift cryptocurrency to some loved ones. So before we get into all that, if you guys don't know me, my name is Rick. I'm the owner of the Debt Free Mafia. Here at the Debt Free Mafia, we help people become financially bulletproof. We also help people transform financially through the teaching that we do here. We also believe that debt is a silly thing to have, and it holds you back from being able to invest and be able to have freedom of time and be able to live the life that you want to live. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. But what I wanted to do going next is I wanted to talk about this article. I was originally just going to do this video all me talking about it, but I found a really awesome article over here at the Ascent. It's a Motley full service kind of sister site, but it was awesome. It was written by Emma Newberry. She did a really good job, and I was like, this is too good just not to share. So I'm just going to go through her list and kind of show you guys and give you my thoughts, kind of what she's thinking. I'll also have the link for that below. So you can go check it out for yourself. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over here to my screen share. So here we are. As you can tell, look how happy this lady is to be getting cryptocurrency for Christmas. That's definitely what it was. Apparently he somehow found a way to put Bitcoin in that red envelope, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's a stock image, but I'm hoping that whoever I gift any cryptocurrencies to has that same reaction, right? That's what we're all talking about. So again, this is going to be, you can go check this article out for yourself if you want to, but I kind of wanted to talk through some things. So Emma did a really good job of doing some pros and cons here. So I agreed with these. Let's talk kind of through the pros. So crypto is very versatile, right? So crypto is growing by the day. The interest is growing by the day. The industry acceptance of cryptocurrency is growing by the day. I think Tesla just announced the other day that they're going to be accepting Dogecoin, which you don't know if Dogecoin is. Be sure to Google it, but Tesla's now going to start accepting Dogecoin for payment to be able to buy a Tesla. So it's just growing in versatility. It makes it easier to exchange value versus a lot of other mediums. So there's lots of different ways also you can get it. So and the second one being that crypto could be a gift that keeps on giving. So I'm gonna say could, right? And I think she said could right here. So it could keep on giving, right? And that's one of those things where it's still a super volatile investment. A lot of the people that I do a little bit of financial coaching, the people that I coach, I don't tell them to run and put all their money in this kind of stuff. I think it's still very, very risky. However, I do believe it's the future. I do believe it's going to trend up over time, even though it's really volatile right now. That's why I think it's such an awesome gift that you could give, even if it's like, 20, 50 bucks, maybe even $100 that you're giving to somebody. $100 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but also it's kind of like a safe amount for somebody to kind of start dipping their toes into the water of crypto and be able to watch it on their phone or their Coinbase app or whatever they're using. So that way they kind of find out, is it something that grows? Because my goal is, if I give like a $50 slice of Bitcoin, who knows if Bitcoin ends up hitting 100,000 next year, like a lot of people think it's going to be, that $50 is going to be worth $100 because the value of Bitcoin doubled. So it's one of those things where you could be doing that. Also could end up crashing due to whatever XYZ and end up being only worth $40 the week after. It just depends. So the cool thing is you can gift any amount. Like I was just saying, it doesn't matter. The cool thing about cryptos is they can be divided up into very, very small fragments, right? You don't have to go and buy an entire Bitcoin. Right now, I think it's, as the date of this recording, is like $48,000 of Bitcoin. So it's a little bit lower than when she wrote it just a few days ago. But you don't have to buy a $50,000 Bitcoin. right? You can buy a tiny slice of it. I believe Bitcoins, when they're divided up past the Bitcoin, I think it's a Satoshi, right? So who's like the original author of Bitcoin. So that's actually like a smaller, it's almost like a cent to a dollar, right? So that's what's really cool about it. And you can buy little bits over time or buy a small amount for whoever you're trying to give to. Also, there's no supply chain issue, right? That's something that everybody's dealing with right now, supply chain issues. You can go on your phone right now and buy Bitcoin if you want to. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to, well, there's a transaction time, but you don't have to wait for it to hopefully show up in the mail. It has lots of potential, right, to grow in value also. There's just a ton of pros when it comes to being able to purchase. So let's talk about the cons, right? I love to play devil's advocate. Just like we were talking about, it can be extremely volatile, right? So it can go up and down. That's why, if there's somebody who's interested in Bitcoin or crypto in general, but they just think it's too volatile, that's a great opportunity if you want to just be like, hey, here's $100 worth of Bitcoin. You can take it or leave it. You can cash it out if you want to, whatever it is, or you can just watch it and see what happens, right? It's kind of an introductory to them. Also might pique their interest to start exploring it and learning more about it. Crypto isn't for everybody. This is very true. You're going to run into family members that are going to go, that still think that fiat currency such as the American dollar is a good standard, right? There's a whole nother video to that, but I didn't want to talk about that because there's just going to be people that aren't going to like it. And there's one thing I remember my mom telling me whenever I was growing up: you can't change people. You just can't. So this is something I would only recommend giving crypto to people who are either somewhat interested or a big crypto fan or whatever it might be. I think that's something that you should probably kind of weigh before you go and buy it, right? Also, it's very complex, right? Crypto can be hard to explain to a lot of people. And so differentiating between the different cryptocurrencies, the different exchanges, it's hard for people to kind of fathom things that they can't grab sometimes, right? So sometimes you need to be able to kind of think about that. For example, when I talk about this, it's also talking about how I'm going to give crypto is there's actually a gifting option on Coinbase where I can send Bitcoin to another user as a gift. You can also do it, I believe, on like Venmo, or maybe not Venmo, but I know Cash App does it also. So there's those options as well if you're not wanting to download Coinbase. I think Coinbase might be a little bit safer than Cash App. I don't know that for sure, but in my my perception of both of those apps is I'd probably do Coinbase because they're familiar with crypto. Okay, so this is the next one. How do you send crypto as a gift? There's different options. It depends on how much you kind of want to spend, right? There's different cryptos to choose from, and this talks about you need to pick which crypto is the first one that you need to consider. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, this is what I'm going to be doing, so you take your own investment advice off of your own research, but I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty dang safe bets. If you're wanting to buy like something that's a little bit cheaper, there's things like Tezos, and then also things like XRP. You could even mess around and do Dogecoin if you wanted to, right? I'm not sure which platforms will support gifting that, but you might have to do just a little bit of research to find that out. Also, how are you going to give it, right? So I was just telling you guys you can use a crypto exchange just like Coinbase. If that's something you're interested in, I actually included the link to my Coinbase affiliate link down below, so feel free to click that if you want to. It's a great way to support me for doing all these free videos. If you want to, don't feel obligated. Go and sign up for it if you just want to. But you can use that and be able to send money that way. That's what I'm going to be doing. You can also buy crypto gift cards. There's a little bit of risk involved here because you could just get scammed here. I would make sure that you do research on the crypto gift card that you're buying. Make sure it's reputable. Make sure it has a big company backing it that's not interested in just scamming you real quick, right? Also, there's paper wallets, so it says cryptocurrency transactions involve public and private key. Public key is like a bank account number, and a private key is a bit like your PIN, right? So a paper wallet is essentially a secure way of printing the key on a piece of paper, often using a QR code. The recipient can scan the code and move the crypto into the wallet of their choosing. So that's another option, is you just want to give like a note with a QR code. You can use a paper wallet. Again, I would do your research to make sure you're using something that's reputable there. Also, there's a hard wallet. So these are the safest form of crypto exchanging. I would only really worry about this if you're starting to deal with tens of thousands of dollars worth of crypto, even hundreds to millions, right? That's a good way to just make sure it's safe. There are some risks going on, like so if you put $100, the crypto wallets are much like USB jump drives. There is some risk with that, because if you lose that jump drive, guess what? You lose your Bitcoin. So you have to be very, very careful with that. What I'm going to be doing is that, since I'm doing such small amounts, I'm just going to use a crypto exchange and let them look at it on Coinbase, because it comes with graphs, and also there's other options for them to buy different ones if they want to exchange their Bitcoin for others and, you know, bet on the horses a little bit. I would view it 100% as something as not an actual investment. I would encourage whoever you're giving it to as more of a way to get used to cryptocurrency, kind of figure out how it works, be able to have a little bit of money to play with, just so they have an idea of how it works. That's what I recommend. All right. Also, this last one thing we mentioned just earlier is get ready to explain crypto to your family. It's not easy, right, to explain crypto to your family. Kind of, I recommend coming up with like a 30,000 foot view of how it works, and then maybe having a couple of YouTube links on hand for some people that explain it well, just so you can have that ready to go, not have to have that conversation 100 different times. I usually just tell people, and I know that I'm probably going to get grilled by crypto experts, but I usually just tell people it's a monetary item that is backed with its own DNA code, so that it can never be forged or be able to be followed by any kind of like outside agency between you or the purchaser or the supplier of whatever transaction you're having. Essentially, it helps you not have to worry about big agencies such as potentially the government or whoever you're not wanting to have to share every transaction with from seeing the transaction. So that's the way I kind of 30,000 foot view it for a lot of people. And then on top of that, I've got a few YouTube videos that I send to people if that's something they're interested in. But guys, that is my video on how I'm going to be giving cryptocurrency for Christmas. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be giving any kind of cryptocurrency for Christmas, or if it's something you're interested in. Also, if I butchered anything, let me know. I would love to provide some clarity on any of it. Again, if you guys are into the debt-free lifestyle, if you're into taking care of your money so that you can be financially bulletproof, so you can leave a legacy not only to your children, but your children's children, this is the place for you. Go ahead, hit subscribe. If you don't mind hitting the like button for me, YouTube loves like buttons. It helps it share it to other people. Helps it pop up on that little recommendation thing that's going to be over here to your side. And it helps me grow as a channel, helps me be able to provide better for my family. Again, another way you can support me is using that Coinbase affiliate link below, so you can sign up for Coinbase using my code if you want to. I'm never going to force anybody to do that or ask anybody to do that outside of them not wanting to, right? So that's totally up to you if you want to support me that way. Guys, I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this was helpful. Hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas and be able to bless somebody. All right, guys, we'll see you. Peace.